Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I got to get rid of some stuff here. It's weighing me down. My identity. That's all it's coming off. You're welcome. Well, welcome to our town hall for May. I'm so happy that you are all here. I believe we are recording. So we will be recording today. So this will be able to be broadcast out through Menno Land. So as a reminder, at the end when we have questions, or if you have a question between, we try to use the microphone and repeat it clearly so those that are watching on TV can hear. As we always do with important things, we are going to ask Chaplain Keith to come up and lead us in an opening prayer.
Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for Menno Haven and the blessing that it is for our residents. We thank you for each person who has come to this town hall meeting and their unique talents and perspectives they bring. May you continue to bestow your love upon them. We thank you for our leadership team at Menno Haven and the work they do to promote the flourishing of our residents. May you bestow your guidance and wisdom upon them. We ask that you continue to give Menno Haven the resources we need as we seek to be an innovative organization that nurtures the human spirit, is passionate about service, and demonstrates your love one person at a time. Fill us with your grace, mercy, and peace, and allow us to grow closer as a community and nurture the bonds of community. We pray this in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to give us a goal. You ready? I'm going to give us a goal that we're going to be done by 10 after 11. Okay. You ready? Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to invite everyone's favorite Menno Haven team member, Billy Torrey, up to give us an auxiliary update.
Good morning. All right, let's see if I can do this here. Yay! Well, I'm just briefly, as Tiffany said, I am Billy Torrey, Director of Campus Services here at Menno Haven and your liaison for the Menno Haven Auxiliary. So I'm just going to briefly go over this snapshot that we have here for 2025 to let you know a little bit about what the auxiliary accomplished in 2025. So our total projects that we raised, our total income that we raised in 2025 was $151,668, which is amazing. Thank you to those of you that donate to us, to our fundraisers, shop in our thrift shop, or donate items to our thrift shop so they can be sold to help us make our dollars there. I'm going to kind of follow along here how Anna Mae laid me out here. Campus stores, just as a reminder, we do have 3 campus stores that help bring in our income, which is our Chambers Point store that we're so very excited that moved from the ground level up into the top level late last year. So that has been going very well, and we love being up there and more present on the first floor. And then, of course, we have the Village Square store, which is located in Village Square in the hallway right down from the ever so valued Treasure Chest thrift shop. That is our biggest fundraiser for the auxiliary. And again, we're so very thankful for all the dedicated volunteers there that help keep that running smoothly, and as well as both of our Chambers Point and the Village Square store, the volunteers that volunteer all of their time there as well. Projects, we paid out a total of $97,498 in projects that were requested by our team members. And some residents here. We purchased things from a swimsuit extractor for the Northgate pool area to some greenware bags. And the pond lighting over at Brookview So that's been several of our things, some of the sheds for our trams. And then just talking about, I'm going to skip the fundraisers because I'm going to talk a little bit more about fundraisers then. But we currently do have 270 members. So we're really excited about that. Our membership is really growing. If you're ever interested in becoming a member, just see me. I can get you the information for that. We do have option to become a lifetime member or just an annual member, and there's different fees for those. And then I just want to talk a little bit about the fundraisers. Again, when I opened, I talked a little bit briefly about you supporting those fundraisers. Again, the campus stores, the gift card sales that are available for purchase in our stores, but then we always have the annual gift card sale around the holiday, which is a very good sale for us. We usually do the 2 ham loaf sales in the spring and the fall. We had the Igloo ice cream truck here 2 times last year, which was a really new idea and a big hit. We also had National Hot Dog Day down at the Brookview Pavilion, pancake breakfast. We went to Panera Bread and had a fundraisers at Panera Bread, which went well too. Our Smith's Chicken Barbecue, and then we did a couple of pop-up sales in the 2 stores, the whoopie pie sales, and then at Christmas time we had some flowers that went very well. So I just wanted to fill you in a little bit about what the auxiliary did in 2025 and update you. Sorry, I do not have a slide for this. Some of these dates just were confirmed within the last few days, so I was not able to get this to Anna Mae. We are planning another National Hot Dog Day on Friday, July the 17th, and that will be in the evening in conjunction with some music on the patio over at the Fireside Patio at Brookview. We are planning a second pancake breakfast for this summer. That is a little bit later, but it will be Saturday, August 1st. And you don't have to have all of these. We'll make sure information is sent out about all of these as well. I also just confirmed that the Igloo ice cream truck will be here on Wednesday, August the 12th. They'll be here at Chambers Point from 11 to 1, and they'll be located behind the Renaissance near Jenny's porch, so you can sit there and enjoy your ice cream. And then if you're ready for a second round, you can go to the Brookview Pavilion from 1:30 to 3:30 and have another helping of ice cream. And then Smith's Chicken Barbecue will be Saturday, September the 12th. And again, that usually starts at 10 a.m. until sold out. There is a new location this year. We weren't able to use the Lowe's parking lot because they have a plethora of mulch there. So we're just going across the street to the Super Shoe parking lot. So we'll still be in the similar location just across the street at Super Shoe. So those are some upcoming fundraisers for this summer, and I know we'll have more to come, but those are ones that I'm aware of today. So thank you for your time, and I will turn it back over to Tiffany. Whoops, went the wrong way.
All right. So I just have a few announcements. Number one, that just to let everyone know that another very important team member here at Menno Haven, our very own Anna Mae Stern, has decided that she will accept the privilege of retiring. Boo. It is bittersweet. I'm very excited. The beautiful part of that is that she is not going to retire until 2027. So giving the opportunity for someone that is going to try to step into her shoes a long runway. And that amazing individual that is going to step into her shoes is our very own Allison Kemp. Which is a wonderful opportunity, an exciting new chapter for Anna Mae, an exciting new adventure for Allie, because she has to be beside me now, which will then open up an exciting opportunity for Chuck. As we now currently are looking for someone that will fill the shoes of Allison as the executive assistant for Chuck as well. So stay tuned for that. So you will see Anna Mae and Allie probably joined at the hip. with lots of meetings and lots of things as they navigate, again, this new chapter. So I wanted just to give you all that exciting news. When I am in front of you, I'm going to update you always on where we are at within our year one strategic plan. So we are talking about what will be the future of the 200s neighborhood, knowing that our 200s cottages on our Brookview campus are our oldest built cottages, independent living units. So we are still in that evaluation phase. There's no decision yet. But, I've been very transparent with you that the marketability for those cottages, they are only 50%, maybe just a tick under 50% occupied. So we know we have to do something. So stay tuned for that. But I can tell you that we are getting closer to coming up with a plan. I'm going to let Roger, when he comes up, give you an update on our therapy services. I need to change that word from evaluation to transition. Therapy services evaluations, that was a little sneaky word that I had up here because we had already made the decision to move away from the third-party contractor that we had and bring the therapists in-house. So I should change that word because they are here, and Roger will give you an update on that. Enhancing the spa and salon services, that is something that Denise and her team are diligently working on. I will tell you that there has been some healthy conversation with that contract company that is the management company of our salon services. So there's no crazy changes at the moment, but just know that we are working on their foundational expectations, our expectations, and what we really need to have provided here as far as salon services at Menno Haven. My friend Tori Lorenz is going to be working on the online training platform and recognition awards through our team. And then cost controls, purchasing and inventory platform. I will tell you that a contract has been signed for a software system. This is going to be a low and slow process because we want to make sure we do it right. And it impacts every single team member here at Menno Haven. So that is a huge, huge undertaking. I appreciate Ryan and his team driving the bus on that, but we will keep everyone posted. My hope is that you as residents never have to know anything about it. But it changes the lives of us as team members. So we're really excited. So every time I'm in front of you, I'm going to keep you up to date on that. I spoke in, I think not town halls, that's where we're at right now. Coffees and conversations, the last time we were together about the raised garden beds at the Brookview campus, that we had a running list of significant waiting list for people that needed and were looking for a raised bed. And there was just lots of hands in the pot. So I'm happy to report that the threat of people that had 2 beds might have to give up one and only go to one doesn't have to happen. The list got through. People are assigned. We no longer have a waiting list. And that team is working on how many more raised garden beds will we possibly need for the future. So I just wanted to close the loop on that. I've been preaching to you about emergency preparedness. I don't have that in as the strategic plan because that's just a given, right? It's just a given. Our friend Denise is going to get up and as well as we have Mel Parsons here to talk to you about our communication tool, which I have said all along that our emergency preparedness is sort of stuck in the mud because we do not have a tool. That is a mass communication tool. So I'm not going to steal their thunder. But I will tell you that what we found as we are working towards this emergency preparedness plan and training that I'm very passionate about, there's just some key things that have bubbled to the surface. Number one, that mass communication tool is a must. Number two, which you all live here, and if you all have cell phones, you are aware that a mass communication tool is only as good as the cell phone service that we have. Right? I see some people rolling eyes. I roll my eyes. On this community, this campus, and the Brookview campus, our cell phone service stinks. Good news is that there are some friends within the borough that are erecting a cell phone tower over on Ramsey Avenue. Does everybody know where Ramsey Avenue is? It's by the pub. So right around the corner, there will be a cell phone tower. The hopes are that that cell phone tower will increase reception here on this campus. It does nothing for the other campus. So that continues to be evaluated. But again, we have done all of this work. We are implementing this huge mass communication tool. All of us are aware too that cell phone service, GPS, locations, our watches, all of that is running off of cell technology. So having a sort of a black hole here in this sort of end of the neighborhood is causing some issues. It's not going to stop us from moving forward. It's just something else that we need to evaluate to assure that the systems that we are going with either can compensate, or we got to figure out how to continue to boost the cell phone coverage here. I wanted to also introduce, and we'll have him at a meeting the next time so you can all see him, introduce to you officially Adam Sanders. Our good friend Jim Metz, who has been the manager of life safety and security, has also been given the privilege, right? I have to give it, to retire, which is really exciting for him as well and his wife as they embark on this new exciting chapter. And Brian Garber had been hard at work recruiting and found Adam Sanders. And he comes to us with a lot of experience, and he is very zealous to get out there and really make safety a priority here. So we are just getting him in the rhythm. Jim is still here. He will be with us through the month of May, and then Adam will take the reins. Many of you might have already met him, but we'll make sure that he is here as well. All right, before I pass the baton, as I always am probably going to do every time I'm up in front of you as well, is we are going to talk about scams. Okay? Scams. It's perfect timing. I already have planned to always remind you about scams, and everybody must be on my rhythm because I had an email from a resident this morning, and another resident left me a gift on my desk, and it's both things about scams. So the first one is about AI voice recognition. So I just want to remind you, when you pick up your telephone, and again, it's a hard habit for me to break because a lot of company folks, vendors, partners have my cell phone number. And so I answer my telephone, "Hello, this is Tiffany." Naughty, right? I also have received calls and the person on the other line goes, "Yes, Tiffany." And what do you automatically say? "Yes." Right? Because they can record that yes. Right? So I have tried to really slow down, and instead of saying yes, I say, "How can I help you?" Right? And usually you hear the computer beep, and then what should I do? Hang up, right? So AI voice recognition, it's really good at imitating voices. And the thought from this person was that they were doing some research that folks or AI can record your loved one's voice and somehow regenerate that to call you to say that you need money. So it's very, very scary. So again, if you hear the computer beep, if there is a pause and you do not know the number, hang up. If it's someone legit, they'll call back, right? But hang up, all right? The other thing, and some of you probably in this room get a lot of the AARP updates, and they have a really great article out now, Red Hot Scams to Avoid in 2026. And so I'm just going to kind of go through just one probably each time. And one of the biggest ones is the recovery scam, meaning that you have already been victimized. You have already had that known to you that either your personal information, right, your phone number, your date of birth, your social security number has been hacked of some sort. The newest and latest thing to that is that scammers come back around the second time after they whacked you the first time, and now are saying, "We are going to help protect you from that ever happening again." It's called a recovery scam. So I'm just going to read this real quickly. Being victimized is awful. Being re-victimized is even worse. That's what's happening with recovery scams. Criminals promise to help victims recoup their losses, then charge fees for non-existent services or ask for personal or financial information. Scammers are typically the same criminals who victimized you initially, but this time they claim to be from government agencies or consumer advocacy groups, like a law firm, right? That sounds legit. So how to stay safe? Always reject upfront fees. Criminals charge you in advance and ask you to pay with what? Gift cards, crypto, Venmo, right? If it's anything asking for a gift card, hang up. Beware of phony checks. Scammers might send a counterfeit check, often for more than what you lost. Then they'll say they overpaid and instruct you to return the balance. Do your homework. Search the recovery firm's name using keywords such as scam, fraud, or complaint. All right? I'll keep yakking at you all about that. All right, Denise Ingram, you're up for some community updates.
Good morning, everyone. All right, we have a lot to cover, so we'll get started. Wrong way. All right, we'll get started now. So good morning, everyone. So I have a lot of things to go over, just a variety of the departments that report to me. So many of you know Sam Pence as our community nurse. And then when Menno Haven at Home came on, she was a partner with another person. We have reorganized a little bit our Menno Haven at Home. And so Sam Pence is now our community support manager. And in that role, she will be overseeing both community nursing and Menno Haven at Home. So her role has expanded. That does not mean that she will not see you out and about. That does not mean she will not visit you. It just means that we have expanded her role within the organization. Many of you had met Kiana, who we had hired most recently as our community nurse to backfill Sam. Unfortunately for us, and fortunately for Kiana, she was offered another position at another company. While she hates to leave our organization, it was just an opportunity that she needed to do for her family. So we are sad, but we are now on the hunt for a new community nurse to join the team. For leisure coordinators, we have the new, I guess we're calling it the pergola, I don't know, the patio at the Life Center. We are getting some shade devices. And so we pressed on the leisure coordinators to create for us a summer music series that will begin on June the 5th. That one will be, we believe, in the event center. So there's a lot more information coming on that as they plan that event. But every Friday evening, there will be a different genre of live music available at the Life Center. So you can enjoy the outdoor spaces, grab something to eat at the grill, and just create some new relationships and new memories here at Menno Haven. So watch Haven Connect for that. Yes, all you need to do is call the transportation department, and we are working on getting transportation for whoever needs it. Yes. That it's June? It's not just June. It's June, July, and August. Yes, so every Friday night during summer. So it's our summer music series. Thank you for reminding me of that. So yes, there will be a couple of them that are over here at Jenny's Porch, so you'll really have to look at the calendar. I believe in the Haven Connect for June, the entire calendar will be out. Billy's shaking her head yes. And that way you'll know what genre of music and who's going to be where at what time and all of that, okay? We've been talking about our model railroad club that was originally in our 200s buildings. We have, as we're looking at the strategic plan of what are we going to do with the 200s, it's important that we find out what's in our 200s and maybe help them do a little relocation. So our model railroad is moving over here to this building. They will be at the garden level in what used to be the Chambers Point store. So we've done some refurbishment for them, painted the walls and the ceiling so it'll be beautiful blue for big puffy white clouds. and some train platforms that are going to be coming. So if anyone is interested in pursuing their passion for model railroading, there is a group of residents who are very interested in hearing from you. And the best way to get that connection is through Tyler, our leisure coordinator. So he's helping me out with that a little bit. Also, the May birthday lunch is next Tuesday, May the 12th at 11 a.m. This is a big birthday month because we have to move it from Northgate to the event center. Remember, if your birthday is in May, you're invited, and you're invited to bring a guest. And I believe today's the RSVP for that. So you can either do that on the resident portal or give Tyler or Carol a call. As Tiffany said, she has given me a task, me and my team a task of getting the Haven Salon and Spas kind of updated a little bit. So one of the things that we noticed is that our Haven Salon that's located in the Life Center, we would like to see a little more activity in there. So Matura has come along and they have hired a new stylist, Vicki Grove. Vicki was here at one point providing some services for Menno Haven. She brings with it 20 years of experience in hair design, makeup, manicures, highlights, things like that. Her first day here at Menno Haven will be May 29th. She'll be in the Haven Salon from 9 to 1. So if you're out and about and would like to meet her, and I'm sure that she's going to kind of circulate a little bit as she sees people in the Life Center to try to get some new business for herself. And in addition to that, because she's coming on board, and June the 12th, I think, or 18th is the National Friends Day, we are hosting a special event for you to get to meet Vicki. So if you have a friend and you and your friend coordinate some services, there will be light refreshments and mimosas. So what better way to spend a couple hours with a good friend than to get your hair done, or maybe you'll get a manicure or something like that. So she will be here on Friday, June the 12th for that event. And then we're moving on to the sales team. Year to date, we have moved in 13 new residents to independent living. In Q2, we have an additional 12 that will be coming, 7 in May and 4 more in June. Q3, I believe that number went up yesterday because someone had a sale after I did the slide, so I believe that's 7. So in total, we have 31 new residents coming to independent living and more to come. I'd like to remind everyone that prior to the sales team actually being able to offer that unit to anyone, that unit needs to be released by the resident back to Menno Haven. I know a lot of times we know our neighbors have been maybe not in their home for a little bit, but that doesn't mean that we are able to sell it right at that time. They have to go through a process of releasing that unit back to us. But currently we have available 1 villa, 1 Brookview cottage with off-street parking, 1 Chambers Point cottage is not contracted, and 2 Renaissance apartments. So you guess which one was contracted yesterday late day. It's been the Northgate apartment. I've also talked to you in the past about Scotland Road. If you remember, we originally had 5 lots out there. 4 were on the right-hand side and 1 is on the left-hand side. To date, we have 3 of those built and occupied. The sales team was very actively recruiting for new people to sign on those last 2. I'm happy to say that they are contracted for. We have the floor plans confirmed. We have bid documents out coming back mid-May, and hopefully we'll be selecting our contractor by the end of May with construction to begin in June, and hopefully everyone will be moved in by year's end. That is our goal. Franklin Square Commons. I decided this time to give you pictures of all 5 of them. So currently we own 5. The 3 at the top are the ones that are owned and occupied by Menno Haven residents. And the 2 that are down at the bottom are the 2 that we currently have that we're doing some renovation to before we start to market them. We feel like it's really important that we have them updated before we put them out to market because we didn't control anything that happened in them prior to us owning them. So we're getting them up to speed, and the sales team will have those 2 units soon. Many of you have been asking what's happening in the old boutique at the Life Center. The boutique has become a very exciting opportunity for the marketing and sales team. It provides us a great opportunity to move our design center from behind closed doors to a place that's very, very public. So many of you bring non-resident friends to come to maybe IRP. Maybe they're coming just to dine with you. Maybe we're reserving a room or something like that. Moving the design center down to the old boutique will allow us some marketing opportunities. So we are planning to have a way to be interactively communicating with people who look in there and say, hey, that's pretty cool, what's happening? With that, we have created 6 design packages that will allow people to mix and match. Just like everyone pretty much who came in, you get to personalize the unit for yourself. This is allowing us to have better buying power and be better stewards of our resources, so we are able to more quickly refurbish a unit, because turning that unit is really, really important to our bottom line. And listen, when people are ready to move to Menno Haven, they're ready. They don't want to be waiting 120 to 150 days. So it just gives us a lot of opportunity to make some significant changes that are for the better. It also is going to allow us to use some technology to be able to show on a big screen when you've designed your kitchen and you've selected that cabinet and that hardware and that countertop and that backsplash, that you're going to get to be able to see that. So that's pretty cool and new because technology has changed a lot over the past couple years. So more to come on that, but as you see that construction underway, you'll know what's happening. And we're hopeful that by the end of June, that all will take place, but we're waiting on some cabinets to come in. Okay? And now the big news. The big news is that we are launching a new department called Communications and Marketing. So we have decided that Menno Haven is pretty large, and there's a lot of things that we need to market. And with the emergency preparedness and communication tool and technologies that are upcoming, it was really important that we took a step back and said, hey, let's make the sales team, and let's make the marketing team expand out a little bit and be marketing, communications, and brand. Because there's a lot of things underneath that hood now, and we have a lot of opportunity or a lot of departments that we need to support. So we have elevated Mel Parson. You remember her as our communications coordinator. She is now our communications and marketing supervisor. This team will be playing a key role in improving our communication tools, supporting emergency preparedness efforts, ensuring consistent, clear messaging for both internal and external community, and exploring new service lines for us. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we're really super excited about it. The communications tool is the first thing that we're going to do, but prior to that, we need to backfill Mel's position. So we are actively recruiting and hiring a communications coordinator. This team will also have our marketing coordinator, Tanya Perrell. That marketing coordinator role will shift over to the communications team, as well as our data coordinator position will shift over there. And we're just taking a quick look at them to make sure that we're aligned properly and know that there's a lot of new stuff coming down the road, but a lot of stuff that we still need to study the ship on. So Mel, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about our communication tool. Okay? So everyone, let's congratulate Mel on her promotion. There you go. It's the bottom one. Yeah.
Thank you. Good morning. We're going to talk about communication today, if you didn't get that. So as Denise mentioned, I have stepped into this new role, and a big part of that is helping how we communicate and connect here at Menno Haven. So today, I'm going to introduce you to a new platform that we're going to be bringing here to Menno Haven. This is the first you're going to be hearing about it, but I can promise you're going to keep hearing more and more as we go throughout the summer. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is a platform called Go Icon. So at its core, Go Icon is an all-in-one engagement and communication tool. So what that means is instead of information being in many different places. So if you think about where you see information now, flyers, bulletin boards, emails, what we're doing is we're going to be able to put all of that in one place. So you don't have to check 5 different places for the most up-to-date information. Okay. So it's designed to keep residents, families, and team members connected and engaged. So at some point, we can roll this out to your families. We can roll this out to our team members. So this really is a platform for everyone here at Menno Haven. So the goal here is very simple. Make it easier for you to stay informed and engaged with what is going on here at Menno Haven. I'm going to start by showing you a very quick video.
At GoIcon, we believe connection is everything. As the fastest growing tech partner in senior living, we're transforming how residents engage, communicate, and experience community life. Our AI-powered platform makes it effortless for residents to sign up for activities, make dining reservations, access your amenities, and even create their own special interest groups, helping them stay connected in meaningful ways. For staff, seamless integrations and data-driven insights streamline workflows, making it easier to deliver personalized experiences that truly matter. And because every community is unique, our platform is fully customizable to fit your brand and meet your residents' needs. GoIcon, connecting communities, empowering residents, and redefining engagement. Discover the future of resident engagement at goicon.com.
Okay. So I'm going to walk you through some of the features with GoIcon. But before I do that, I really just want to acknowledge where we are today. Right now, we share information in a lot of different ways through our TV, through our resident portal, through newsletters. And while that does give you multiple ways to find out what's going on, it does often lead to inconsistencies or outdated information, depending on where you're looking, right? We all know that's true. So what we're working toward with GoIcon is something more reliable and resident-focused. One place you can trust to have the most up-to-date information, regardless of what you're looking for, okay? So let's look at the different phases here. The very first phase, number 1, is going to be alerts. So you will be able to receive voice, text, or email alerts depending on your preference. So you tell us how you want to be communicated with, and that's how we will communicate with you. So whether it's an emergency notification, an important update, or just a quick reminder. I know a couple of months ago, Coffee and Conversation had to be canceled because of snow. Wouldn't it have been great if we could have sent you a text or an email or a voice call that morning to tell you that Coffee and Conversation is going to be pushed? So that's the kind of thing that we're going to be able to do with this platform. Okay. So that first piece is going to be coming to Menno Haven this summer. So that's really where our focus is right now. The second phase is the resident engagement piece. And with that, that's announcements, a master calendar, menus, directories, and really so much more. But again, it's everything all in one place. We hope to have that off the ground this fall. And then phase 3 will be updating our digital displays and our in-house TV channel. So you will still see updates on the screens throughout our community, as well as on the TV in your homes. There's not going to be much change for you there. The change is more behind the scenes with this phase. We're going to be working closely with our team members who manage those updates to make sure everything is consistent in how it looks, how it reads, how it's presented. Okay. So as we move in this direction, you may start to see some changes in how we share information across the community. So including some of the things you're used to, like the Haven Connect newsletter, will eventually transition into this platform. But that is going to be a very gradual process. So for right now, like I said, our main focus is making sure that we can communicate with you when we need to. So that's where we are with phase 1, okay? And then the 4th phase will be our resident app, which will replace what you know today as the resident portal. Okay, so for those of you using your smartphone, computer, tablet, it's not going to be much different, except you're going to have an app you can go to, and that's where everything is going to be. If you go to our portal as it is today, you know that not everything is on the portal. So the goal is to have everything on this application for you, okay? Again, the big idea here, clearer, more consistent communication in one place for you to go to, okay? So that leads me to the last piece, something you're going to be hearing more about, our resident champions. So as we roll this out, we're going to be offering training sessions and support to help everyone feel comfortable with Go Icon. I'm also looking for a group of residents who would be interested in getting early access, helping us to test out features, and sharing feedback. And as you become familiar with the app as a resident champion, the idea is that you will be able to help your neighbors feel more comfortable using it. So yes, Go Icon will provide training for all of us, but truly we're all in this together. So just want to get everyone on board with that. You do not have to be tech savvy to be a part of this group. Really, you just have to be somebody who's willing to learn and who's willing to help others, okay? So I will be reaching out to some of you, but certainly if you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, that's me, I wanna be part of this, please reach out to me, because I'd love to talk to you, okay? So more to come in the months ahead, but that's where we are today with this communication tool. Thanks.
Good morning. Beautiful day today. Boy, it puts you in a better mood. Hopefully we have some more of these. Now, if I can get this right, I asked Denise, it's a button up or down. I always got to get it wrong, but she said it's down. Hey, I did it. We have total transparency here. I want to keep you up to date where we're at on fundraising. As of today, as you can see, $664,000, and we're about where we were last year, and last year was a bumper year. So thank you very much. This enables us to do so much that if we didn't have it, we wouldn't be able to do it, and Menno would be a different place. Okay, you've all heard about the fireside patio and the campaign. We have reached the goal. Let me put it that way. With everything, especially in today's world, everything costs a little more than you think. And in the last couple of weeks, we decided to enhance some things on the speakers that will be put out there, the wiring for TVs in case we want them, for the World Series or something, and Penn State football. Sorry, that was a big one. Let me see, I lost my train of thought. For speakers. So we're there, basically. They're building it. When I left this morning, the Life Center, I was leaving, I said, I better go around back and see how the guys are doing. There were two there. They're working hard at it. They hope to have some posts up this week, unless it rains tomorrow. But this is a job because those louvers, all of them go on individually, and they got to make sure all the structure is up just right because it's going to have to go against some tough winds sometime and heavy snow. But believe me, they assure us it will. So you still have time to give. You're all invited on June 12th for a celebration. Believe me, it'll be a celebration. Pray for sunshine. And it'll be from 5:30 to 7:30. Usually 7:30 means 11 o'clock. But anyway, you're invited. One thing I just want to tell you, upcoming, I haven't even developed it yet, but one thing we need is a new transport van. Transportation has become so important here at Menno, and we want to accommodate everybody's needs. So we need to raise, like I said, nothing's cheap. These cost 90 to 100,000. They'll seat 14, and tell you the truth, we probably need 2, but we'll start with 1. So you'll be seeing more about that. Some of the other things we have going on is the recreation room. A lot of you probably haven't been there. Beside the wood shop at Northgate is almost done. They've completely put up sound proof panels, and they've brightened everything up with it looks nice. So if you get a chance, anybody's welcome to go play ping pong, or table tennis it's called now. Also, you see that we're not, the small dog park, we're not going to be cooking under that. The people that go to the small dog park, they wanted shade. So we've ordered that, and there are benches that go under that. So we want to accommodate their needs. As you know, last year we put a pretty good sized gazebo on the large dog park. The thing is, we could bring the small dogs over there, but honestly, the large dogs are afraid of them. So still keep them a little separated. And as you can see at the Chambers Point wood shop, we need a new saw. And these things cost, we don't? Is that it? Yeah, Chambers Point. Oh. Brookview. Does it say CP? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's the duck collector. So much going on. And I guess, Mr. Speeds, you're happy, aren't you? It finally got in. I shouldn't ask that. I always ask people when their lunch is it good. Someday someone's going to say no, and I don't know what to say. We're friends. Give me a break. You okay with it? Well, thank you. That gives me something to work on. I want to make you happy. And then the Chambers Point, we've had this on order. This is a super ping pong table. It's very light, but yet you can play very aggressively on it. It can be moved around, and I guess it's been held up on a ship somewhere. But anyway, we'll be getting that soon here. The train model railroad, thank you, was over in a cottage. But one of the main people, Mr. Wright, had passed, and he was really behind it, and it kind of slowed down. But now there's a new group. We're moving in over here downstairs. I think it's pretty much finished. Already had a call last night from one of our residents. She wants to donate a big platform and more trains, and it's going to be a great place to go see. And the next thing is, the auxiliary has been so good to us. They've given a couple $1 million over the last 60 years. And a donor is paying for half this. Menno and Appreciation is paying for the other half. It'll go behind the thrift shop at Brookview. And it's bigger than that. It's like 12 or 14 feet by 20. It looked like a house right in there. But they need storage. They've been getting so much. And so we hope that it's being built here in a couple of weeks. Okay, very important, Menno Cares, and I think most of you know about that. It is for our team members that are having some difficulty. And today, that word affordability is tough, and we have more and more demand. As you can see, last year gave $69,000 to 70 team members. We're already this year, it's not half the year, we've got a while to go, 34,000 to 40, there's more and more need. And you can give directly to that like you give to benevolence or anything else. And you have been very supportive, but the need continues to grow. And isn't that a beautiful group? Someone said the other day when they saw it, boy, that's colorful. And it really is. This is our beautification committee. We started a beautification committee at Brookview, or it was Menno Village then, in 1997. And there was a resident by Janie Mears that was just full-time on that. And she passed in 2007. And it kind of drifted along. And basically, on 2015, it drifted away. And they did a tremendous amount of projects. And we'd like to bring that back. So we thought we'd get our toes wet this year. And they always had a beautification day. And we did that here in the last couple of weeks, and we had 30 volunteers. They planted, I think, over 400 plants all over the place. And we'd like to open it up to Chambers Point. We tried this year, but we didn't get any volunteers. But I think once they see it's done, they didn't know what to expect. I think this will be a very active committee. And as you can see, we have a new chaplain. Chaplain Brenda retired, and her name is Jolene, like the song. That helped me remember. And as you see, we if you haven't had a chance to meet her, her office is at Village Square, but she'll be on both campuses. Please take the opportunity. I think we're very lucky to get her. And then there's a lot of things going on with the chaplaincy, but National Day of Prayer is always a big thing in this country, May 7th. And then the other thing that's so important is a memorial remembrance service, and that's on the 19th at 2 o'clock for residents who have passed in the last year. So, thank you. God bless you. Tori's next. Here, I'll help you out.
Slide change. Hello, everyone. All right, so I wanted to share with you just kind of high level where we are with our loyalty program. Previously, we had shared that we stopped our sign-on bonuses in summer of 2025, and we were able to reallocate some of that to our loyalty bonus that we then launched in January of 2026, which expands on our previous milestone anniversary bonus. And so with that, not only giving bonuses to those team members, we're actually highlighting them internally in our team newsletter, pictured here on my left, and then also externally on our social media as well. So I thought these were really great photos. They're beautiful. And of the 8 team members here, fun fact, their total years of employment total over 300 years. Crazy. I know. So Karen is in the lead with 48 years of employment with us. You'll see Billy here down at the bottom photo, which that photo is actually right now live on our Facebook. If you haven't seen that, it's getting a lot of good traction out there in the world. So I just wanted to share where we are with the loyalty piece, make sure that we are also celebrating them as well. And then just a quick reminder with our Nectar recognition platform, year to date, we have actually received 80 community recognition shout outs from residents, families, visitors using the QR code or the link through the resident portal. So thank you so much. Those are all public then on our Nectar page, which our team members can see, and then they like each other's posts. So it's all good. But I did just want to remind everybody that when you do submit a shout out, if you can name each team member individually, that just makes it easier on our part when we're processing everything onto that page. Okay. Questions? No? Wonderful. Roger.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Yes, as Tiff had shared, we had been planning on talking about evaluating our therapy services over the last year. The last time we were together in this room, I was chomping at the bit to tell you that we had made the decision to bring the therapy team in-house, but we were one day shy of them being aware of it. So I thought they ought to know about it before we put it out there. But I really just would like to share that, we went live bringing that team in-house on April 1st. I couldn't have hoped for a smoother transition. There's been a lot of moving parts there, but, we're proud to say that, we were able to bring every full and part-time therapist on board with us, as well as the majority of those people who just work weekends. There were a couple that we couldn't come to terms with, but we're really, really pleased with how this has gone. And we're also really pleased that, bringing them in on payroll and setting them up with the billing, that was smooth as butter. So that doesn't always happen with these transitions like this. So if you happen to go down and say hi to Mindy and the crew down there, just I think they're happy, we're happy, and we're moving on. Also, wanted to share just a little bit about the healthcare centers. They've both had their annual surveys. Those are the things that the healthcare centers are always, we look forward to it. We like to get it in our rear view mirror. It's a big deal. And then we start worrying about the next one about 6 months after the most recent one. But both Brookview Healthcare Center and the Chambers Point Healthcare Center, they've had their annual surveys for the year. Point out that the average number of deficiencies in the state of Pennsylvania is over 10. And at the Brookview Healthcare Center, they had one measly deficiency that was a paper deficiency I'll talk a little bit about. And at Chambers Point, they had 4. So we're really pleased with both of those annual surveys. At Brookview, the citation was related to doing background checks. We always do criminal background checks on all people before we hire them. In this case, there was a nurse, and we always check licensure as well. And this was a nurse that we'd hired. She gave her a copy of her license, and we just accepted that without actually going on to the Board of Nursing and checking the licensure. So they tagged us for that, but it's fixed. It won't happen again, and really, really very inconsequential. And they're really excited that, there was nothing related to care or services that they were providing. So they did a really nice job of that. But the nurse was legit. Oh yeah, the nurse was fine. We just didn't check the box on the website. So. At Chambers Point, the issues, there were 2 that were food-related citations. One of those was related to, we had 2 gallons of ice cream that had come down from the center, and they'd opened them up and served out of them, but they did not put the date that they opened those containers of ice cream on them when they went back into the refrigerator. I blame Herb for that. He probably ate that ice cream. But that's a citation. The other issue is related to palatability. When the surveyors come, and we do this ourselves, we always check the food temperatures before the start of the service to make sure that the hot food is hot and the cold food is cold. And so the surveyors did that at the beginning of the service, and it was good. But then they checked at the end of the service as well. And both the hot food wasn't as hot as we would have liked it, and the cold food wasn't as cold as they would like it. And I appreciate that because, you want your food to be the right temperature. So we've put some things into play to make sure that we're checking both before and after, and that we're maintaining it in between. And I'm sure Herb will also tell me about that if it's working or not. So. There was a medication-related issue that when we administer medications, like if you ask for an as-needed pain medication or like an anti-anxiety if you're taking Ativan or something like that, the federal guidelines are that we are going to offer you 2 non-pharmacological interventions before we administer that medication. And in at least one instance, we did not do that. So it is what it is. So we put processes in place. So if you're in the healthcare center and you say, my leg hurts, can I have some Tylenol? Be prepared to be asked to be, if you would like, repositioned or a warm heating pad first. And then you can just say, no, just bring me the Tylenol. And we'll do that. And the last issue, some of these things, they're just really nitpicky, and I'm sorry if that comes through. I mean, it's important for us to be compliant with the regulations. It really is. But when the deficiencies that they cite are at this level, I'm like, okay, we'll take it and move on, right? The last is when we put an air mattress for pressure reduction on a bed, we're also required to do a safety evaluation to make sure that that person is safe on that air mattress and they're not going to slide off of it if we set them up on the edge. And in one case, they had not conducted that initial safety evaluation before they gave the air mattress. So again, we're putting things in place to hopefully ensure that those are not happening in the future. The last thing I wanted to share with you is about that WellSpan 3-day waiver program. I spoke with you that the Menno Haven Rehab Center is involved with WellSpan in a program whereby you are not required, if you have traditional Medicare, does not apply to Advantage plans. But if you have Medicare and you go to the emergency room, typically you have to be admitted to the hospital for 3 overnights in an inpatient stay in order to qualify for Medicare to pay for a rehab stay at the center. But we're involved with WellSpan and CMS in a waiver whereby you could be admitted into the into the rehab center directly from a doctor's office, directly from the emergency room, various other, an urgent care, or if you just had 1 or 2 days in the hospital, you could come sooner and would be covered. And to date, we've had 17 people who have taken advantage of that program through the rehab. And really, what's really impressive is that there's been no one who's had to be rehospitalized. And that I think speaks to the quality of the care and services that they're providing down there. So that's a big deal. But it's also important for you to know that, one, we don't make the decision who gets to use that benefit. I had a call from WellSpan one day that we had a lady who was in for a knee replacement, and she said she was going to go to the rehab, and she said that, well, Roger arranged for it. He told me at the town meeting last month that I could come to the rehab after I get my knee replacement done. And it's like, no. We don't get to make that decision. WellSpan does. But if you're in the emergency room, you could say, hey, could I go under the waiver? And that, might trigger them to think of that. But so again, just to reiterate, this is only traditional Medicare, Part A, Part B. Advantage plans do not qualify. So come open enrollment time, you might want to think about that as well. And I hear that we might also be expanding that plan to other healthcare centers in the future. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you would just mention to anyone there in the ER or the discharge planner, say, hey, I'm a Menno Haven resident. If you think that a rehab stay would be of benefit, and then they will work through it with the social services team there. They just have to make sure, one, that you are part of the WellSpan umbrella and that you have Medicare A and B. All right. All right, Ryan, you've got 4 minutes to meet Tiffany's timeline.
Good morning, everyone. Before I report on this year, the first quarter, I wanted to go back and just close the loop on something that occurred in 2025. We had the Brookview healthcare flooding, and we actually opened up 2 insurance claims for this. The first one was to get the building restored, and from this one, we can see the total cost came in right at $1,065,000 to get that restored. We had a $50,000 deductible. The insurance paid $1,015,000 to actually get that restored. And then our second claim actually was our business interruption because we had lower census with 36 beds being offline. And we worked on this thing from beginning in the mid-September, and we were working on this clear up to the end of February with it. And it was one of those that if we didn't come to an agreement, we were going back to ground zero and starting all over. So actually the insurance paid us $1,005,792 to help during that lower census there. So the total that the insurance paid was $2,020,788 for that flood event. The other thing we did have some other miscellaneous expenses that was not covered under the insurances, even though I tried. Was the stormwater drainage where that stormwater pipe was crushed. We have about $75,000 worth of expense there that we incurred. So with that business interruption check of $1 million, I wanted to just give you our audited bond covenants because this is what we're required to stay in compliance with everything. When I reported back in February, that debt service coverage ratio was at 1.31. It actually went to 1.42. So it gave us a little bit more cushion from what was required. And then the days cash on hand stayed at 309, required 150. So strong there. So fast forwards for the first quarter, again, these are going to be unaudited financials. Our debt service coverage ratio is at 1.57. You can see we're gaining from where we were last year. Last year we started out strong, and that flooding just knocked us back some. With it, but we're back on track. And in our days cash on hand, we're sitting at 317. Just wanted to give you a quick update on operating revenue. So far, we're at $16.6 million. We're just under budget by $166,000. We will make that up as the year goes on. Total operating expenses of $19 million, unfavorable to budget $300,000. What's driving that? Really, there's 3 items. It's utilities, which is our electric. It's over by about $170,000. We've got health insurance over by, I'm going to say, about $240,000. And then we also have some outside contracted employees that's hurting us, but we're getting those down. And then our other expenses were favorable, about $300,000. So again, we're $300,000 unfavorable. And then our non-operating revenue, this is going to be realized gains, dividends, interest, and then any unrealized. We do have unrealized loss in there. We're sitting at $196,000. It's favorable to budget, $146,000. I anticipate that that's going to go up because if you remember, the market went up there at the end of April, big time. I think the S&P hit an all-time high that day. So our overall decrease in net assets is $2.2 million, unfavorable to budget, $300,000. Just wanted to give you a breakout of how the revenue is composed or comprised. We can see, again, total revenue $16.6 million. Nursing makes up 40%, or about $6.7 million. Personal care makes up 23.9%, almost $4 million. And independent living makes up almost $2.5 million, with some of those other areas making up the remainder of that $16.6 million. Operating expenses of the $19 million, this you can clearly see where is the largest contributor of our expenses. Labor-related expenses make up 52.4% of that total $19 million. The second largest is depreciation at 13.9%, interest at 7.7%. If you remember, we do have those bonds out there. As of right now, our long-term debt is sitting at about $116 million. This year, we will make, between interest and principal, we'll make a payment of $7,600,000 about $31,000 with that. And then the fourth largest would be nursing and resident. You can see how it goes on from there. I wanted to give you a brief update. This goes back and shows how our expenses have increased over the past few years. So far through the March, we're at 2.6%. The latest CPI that came out had all items, I think, at 3.2. And if you exclude food and gas, it was at 2.6. So we're right there where the CPI came out. I do anticipate that this is going to increase the longer that the supply shortages last, with diesel being over $6 a gallon. But we continue to monitor that. Okay. Thanks.
All right. This is where we open it up for your questions. My friend Billy has the microphone in the back. Things on your mind? Oh, the mic is working.
Hello?
There you are. Comments, questions, concerns, demands?
I might as well put my 2 cents in. Your new bus for transporting people with the rear entrance to it, you get up, it's not big enough. When they took me up to the hospital the other day, they had to fool around to get my feet correct for the safety features on it. It was a lot of work. When they came back, they had one of the older side ones, and that was what I got from the drivers, that it's a real pain to try to get bigger people like me, I guess, with longer
legs.
Yeah, longer legs. And,
I can actually answer that. We were borrowing the rehab van to do a trial to see if it would work for Menno Haven Transportation. And so you were a guinea pig for us, Herb, that morning while we were trialing that bus. But we have come to the determination that probably is not going to be a fit for Menno Haven Transportation.
We appreciate your feedback, Herb.
Trying to see if we could make it work, but yes.
Becky?
Here, Becky.
I have a question about the Franklin Square townhomes that are being renovated. I'm not sure how many you started out with, but you have 5 now that are nearing completion or are occupied. Tell me, is this a positive response to what you planned over there? And elaborate a little more on that. Thank you.
Yeah. So Franklin Square Commons, again, when we talk about growing our independent living population, you all are privy to what is happening in our world right now. Construction cost is through the roof. And so we know to go out and purchase property that is going to be at a high value, and then to pay for the infrastructure to build a development for independent living is significant. Then to even put houses on it is even more. So the idea of taking advantage of a community that is so close to us, right across the road from our Brookview campus, the infrastructure is already done. So we don't have to build roads. We don't have to build, foundations and things of that nature. We just have to go in and bring the interior to our standard. What we are finding as we pick these units off one by one, none of them are alike. The floor plans are all individual. And so that's making it unique to work through. And again, if I can be transparent, I think the folks that already reside at Franklin Square Commons, they have their own homeowners association. It probably gives them a little bit of feelings that we have 5 now and are very upfront that we want 25. And so the homeowners association realizes that we have 5 votes already. So it does feel like a little bit of a coup. So we have to lovingly work through that's not our motive, that we are good neighbors, we're good property managers, and we are here to make it better. So it has been coming to light exactly what we wanted, to have a space for people to come to Menno Haven who may not want to say that I'm living in a retirement community, right? I'm really close. I can take full advantage of the amenities. I have the security that Menno Haven is here for me. I can call Sandy and folks come to the rescue, just like if I live within the borders, but I'm just outside the border and I'm still apart. So it has been very beneficial. Honestly, if construction costs continue and we do not see a turnaround, I could see us shifting eyes to other townhome properties that are within close proximity and can take advantage of our amenities here at Menno Haven and continue to grow that scale. So yes, it has been a positive, for sure. Good question. Thanks, Becky. Okay. I'm also going to give a shout out to the culinary team. Did y'all see them fresh scones back there today? Oh my goodness. And the little danishes, it smelled amazing. So thank you for the crew for making that happen. I didn't even see them. I was in my office and got the whiff of the amazing bakery. I'm like, whoo, that was awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, I'm not going to linger. You know how I roll. So if you're not comfortable speaking out in the groups, we'll stay out afterwards. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your day.